Okay, YouTubers, this is the Anrgy Prepper. So today's video, we're going to talk about the shoplifting tsunami that's been going on in New York City, right? So currently I'm not in New York City, I'm driving up to Connecticut, and there was an article in the New York Post that I'm surprised they even mentioned it, just because we've been seeing this for a few months now. Now, the shoplifting tsunami is exactly what it sounds like. Shoplifting going into overdrive. They've been, guys, listen, because of the whole bail reform shit, the bail reform shit is the reason why this shoplifting phenomenon, if you will, has gone out of control. I mean, they are absolutely, guys, stealing everything they possibly can out of the supermarkets. It's insane. CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid. I think CVS and Walgreens are the same. Rite Aid and then Duane Reade. Sorry, Duane Reade's and Rite Aid are one and the same. Then you have CVS, then you have Rite Aid. Sorry. And those stores are getting destroyed in New York City. All over the city, guys are coming in and just taking shit. Okay, so now, let me preface this with a story. A month ago, 2 months ago, I was at my parents' place, or in the neighborhood rather, in Washington Heights. And I'm in the store and I hear a guy arguing with the security guard. But I don't think anything of it because I'm like, that's what people normally do in these stores. We argue with the security guards, whatever. So the guy's like, I'm not stealing shit. I'm not fucking taking anything. Leave me the fuck alone. And so I look and I see the guy, and the guy I'm telling you, doesn't look like he has shit on him. So I go back to doing what I'm doing. I'm minding my business, right? Which I'm going to get back to that point in a little bit. So I'm, buying shit, and then I hear the lady go, put it back down. He's like, stop discriminating against me. So I look again, I'm like, the guy is fucking white. So, and not that it makes a difference, but the guy was like, stop discriminating against me, you're racially profiling me. I'm like, okay, someone using a race card, all right, fine. And then he walks out of the store, but as he walks by me, he has his hand like this in his lap. I mean, like to his chest, and he's got shit in it. So then he looks at me, I look at him, I'm like, and I go to say something, the guard's like, get back here, and then he takes off. So I go after him. Now keep in mind, guys, this is a crackhead. Crackheads are very, very fast. For those of you that don't live in the city, crackheads are like the athletes of drug users. These guys can fucking scurry off like that. You blink an eye, guys, and they're fucking a block away, hauling at you. Blink again, and they're gone. All right? So just keep that in mind. So this crackhead takes off, and I played myself. I walk after him, and I go into a run, and then I stop. Because I'm like, who am I kidding? This guy took off. If I would have stepped in earlier, yeah, I would have stopped him from stealing some shit, but I didn't, and I didn't think anything of it until I saw him with the shit in his arms and pretty much running out of the stores. So this was a CVS on 178th Street and Broadway in Manhattan. And this was like 3 months ago now. Now, guys, when you walk into the CVS and Rite Aids and Walgreens / Duane Reade's, you see a lot of bare shelves. I'm not going to say you don't see anything. You see a lot of bare shelves, guys. And the reason for all of this, the reason for the shoplifting tsunami is because of the bail reform by New York State. So now New York City's passing the buck to New York State. They're not blaming themselves for their shoplifting bullshit. They're blaming New York State now for the bail reform that Hochul, I guess, made worse. She let go, I think, 9 inmates that have a track record for stealing, and she just complicated problems. So now, again, remember when I said, people, just because we get rid of Cuomo doesn't mean Hochul's going to be any better. Hochul is worse than Cuomo, all right? And Cuomo, with the bullshit allegations, they got him out of it. Now, Cuomo's an asshole. Cuomo's one of those guys, if he died of ass cancer tomorrow, I'd probably throw a party kind of shit, right? But he was better than Hochul. So imagine what I'm about to say about Hochul, all right? That bitch can fucking, her plane can go down in a fucking slow, fiery plane crash at this point, because she is actively destroying New York State, and she is going all in on New York City. So they are releasing criminals, guys, left and right. They're releasing criminals with repeated offenses of shoplifting. And listen, guys, shoplifting is not the end of the world. It really isn't. but it complicates a lot of issues, like me going into a store and needing Advils, for example, and now I don't have the Advils because they're all fucking gone. And if they're not gone, they're locked away. So a lot of the shit that's on the shoplifters' dream list is being locked away as well. So if it's not gone, it's behind a lock and key, right? So they have like Advils, toothpaste, toothbrushes are not locked up. All of this shit is being locked up now. It's almost as if you're going to a machine, like a soda machine, and now you have to fucking like pick the one you want. Now you got to call the representative or associate, what are they called? A sales associate over to help you unlock a toothbrush. That in many other states and many other counties and many other places around the world, you could just grab off the shelf, the shelf, right? But here in New York, you got to fucking punch in a special code. You got to give the fucking sales associate a special handshake, right? Just to get some shit that you need because of shoplifters. Because of shoplifters, because of Hochul, because of de Blasio and his fucking bail reform. It all rolls fucking uphill in this shitty example. It starts with the city not doing enough, and then it starts out with the state not doing enough. Then it starts out with the bail reform, letting these people go. The bail reform, like I said in previous videos, and other people have said in previous videos, is a bad idea. Now, these shoplifters, guys, are getting arrested and then getting cut loose within the same day. Now, sometimes it's 24 hours, but often it's in the same day they get caught. So shoplifters are going in, you know, they get caught, they're like, oh, no big deal. I'll be out fucking in 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. I'll do it again, but I'll go to another store. And they do this shit repeatedly. There's one guy, something Rodriguez is his name. He's been arrested 46 times this year for shoplifting. Probably never mind the other shit he's done. Shoplifting alone 46 times. All right? That says it all, guys. The fact that these guys are just, they're catch and release. They're like fish. They're fucking, we're arresting Mr. Rodriguez for the 86th time. Catch and release. We catch the motherfucker, we print them, we charge them, and then we let them go. Because the liberals here, guys, in New York have said this. Now, I don't know if Hochul is thinking this herself or if Cuomo thought this herself, or even de Blasio. But I've heard them say, liberals, Democrat, liberals, socialist assholes, whatever you want to call them, I heard them say, oh, well, people are stealing shit that they need because they can't afford it. All right, there are benefits out the wazoo throughout the city. Why, all of a sudden, it's the shit they need, so we're going to make shoplifting an okay crime? It's still a crime, but it's okay because you're not going to be held accountable for your actions. You're going to fucking get fingerprinted, and then you're going to get kicked loose. You're going to get a court date that you're probably never going to show up to, and then you're going to fucking walk to another Walgreens, Rite Aid, CVS, and do this shit again. No accountability for shit. And the politicians back up that no accountability by doubling down with laws, by making bail reform easier and telling people, well, this is a minor crime, so let's kick them loose because the jails are being overrun. Well, the jails are being overrun because Democrats are assholes and they're giving them leeway. So now that they're giving them more leeway, criminals, they're giving them more leeway, obviously it's going to be a problem. And this is the problem every other fucking cop in New York City has said. This very problem. Crime is going to go up, and if it goes unchecked, it's going to get exponentially bad. Sometimes, guys, even the guys on the streets doing the fucking thing, they know their shit. These are guys that you should be listening to. The cops. Not the fucking BLM leadership program that they probably started talking about, well, it's injustice. Really? It's injustice, and now I gotta fucking go to a Walgreens in Jersey because I can't get Rite Aid and toothpaste in fucking here in New York. Yeah, that's injustice, right? I'm being inconvenienced over this shit, but let them steal that because they need it. Whatever. Now, guys, before bail reform, before COVID, shoplifting in New York City is a common crime. Let me not make believe, or let me not paint the picture, that it's like this new crime that's spiking. It's been around for a long time. It's been around since I was a kid and before that. And in New York City, it was always a rampant thing, guys, always. But it got exponentially worse. It has gone up something like 30% from last year. From 1994 to now, it's at a record high. And in this year alone, I think we're at 28,000 shoplifting charges. And that's who got caught. So just picture, guys, 28,000 shoplifters that were caught. And probably the same guy repeatedly. But nonetheless, guys, those are the people that got caught. That's not even counting those who are getting away with it. Okay, so with that, guys, right, crime is going to get worse in the city because look what they're doing. They're just completely throwing New York City under a bus. But this shoplifting thing is getting out of control to a point where now we can't even get the basic necessities because they're either A, locked away, or they are all gone. Now, Wall Street Journal last month reported that shoplifting all over the United States, guys, is costing these guys $45 billion in losses. $45 billion. These motherfuckers in New York City lose a couple of $1 million and they shut down programs that are needed for, like, you know, the inner city kids and homelessness and shit like that. They'll shut it down in a heartbeat. But now, these companies are losing out on $45 billion of profit, guys, $45 billion. And then all they're saying is like, oh, well, what they should do is shut down all of their stores in New York City. Teach New York City the hard lesson and shut all your stores down. Because at this point, your store is a bleeding artery. It is costing you money you can't replace because there's nothing in place to get the criminals in trouble. So now, New York City, or rather these companies, should absolutely tell the city, New York City, go fuck yourself, we're pulling all our stores. But they're probably not going to do that because they're pussies themselves. So anyway, guys, this is the Anrgy Prepper. Thank you for watching. You can like, subscribe to this channel. You can also follow me on the Angry Lensman channel, the Angry Truth channel, and you can follow me on podcasts if at all possible. If you don't want to watch me, you can listen to me as well. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching.